Hi everybody, this is Flexoraro, and thanks for clicking on a Flexoraro video. This video is a little different because we're going to take a look at one of my students. This is David. David's in his 20s and he's never done martial arts before. And I think he's a really excellent young man because he has a wonderful attitude. He listens, he tries his best every single time we train together. He goes to work, he's in college, he has responsibilities and obligations just like anybody else. But no matter what happens in his day, especially if it's stressful or exhausting, he's able to put it in a little compartment for the hour or so that he and I train together. So the point of this video is to take somebody who's got a great attitude, but is new to the skill development that he's trying to learn, and try to paint a healthy perspective so that if you're interested in fitness, martial arts, be it kickboxing, taekwondo, judo, or whatever, or in any other skill, try to remember that we don't start with mastery. There's going to be a process of learning. You can see here with David, I'm taking things slow, and you watching don't exactly know where all his limitations are. While David tries hard, he needs to work on his footwork. Until his fitness improves, I'm not having him jump rope or do any kind of hard running. So basically we do a lot of stretching, a lot of squatting, and a lot of rotational and pivoting exercises. My approach when working with someone, big things have small beginnings. This means that even the largest and most impressive achievements often start from very small, seemingly insignificant beginnings, like a tiny seed growing into a large tree, like a pebble thrown into a pond and then soon the ripples cover the entire pond. It encourages people not to underestimate the potential of something small and to persevere with their efforts as they work towards bigger goals. So consistency is key. The seed of every habit is a single tiny decision, but as that decision is repeated, habit sprouts and grows stronger. Roots entrench themselves and branches grow. So therefore, the task of breaking a bad habit is like uprooting a powerful oak. This is why if you have good guidance in your life and you know the difference between what is right and what is wrong, you should always choose what is right, even if it's difficult, because those wrong choices will develop poor habits that will soon become the very foundation of every single decision that you make, and it will become much more difficult to change. With this perspective in mind, think of what David's doing here with his kickboxing as kind of like when we were all infants and we were learning how to walk. Now, you probably don't remember it, but if you have your mother and your father around, they could tell you that you fell a lot and you probably cried a lot. And you might have bumped your knee and bumped your elbow or hit your head or fallen over the cat. And there were a lot of tears, and you had to develop muscle memory and coordination and strength, and you had to use perseverance even though you didn't know what that was. And having mom and dad there to help kiss away the bruises and wipe away the tears, I'm sure helped. But the fact is that if you had given up because you weren't immediately able to walk and you weren't perfectly good at it right away, then you wouldn't be the walking success that you are today. Well, the same thing is true with something like kickboxing or any other skill that you want to develop. It's very rare that you're just good at it right away. And I know some people are like a fish to water with things, but that's pretty rare. Most of us have to work at what we want to be good at. It takes time and patience and training and perseverance. You got to practice, and sometimes you're going to cry and you might get bruised. But as long as things aren't becoming abusive, you need to persist, because chances are each one of those setbacks is a chance to learn how to do something better. And then you build on all of those lessons, those small lessons, those moments of perseverance, those opportunities to practice, especially when it's not convenient. That's where self-discipline comes in. And anybody who's successful will tell you that strengthening your self-discipline is a key advantage to success. So my encouragement to you is to remember that perseverance, highly valued life skill, and you need to use it, not just understand it. There is a difference between theory and application. I'd like to talk about two quotes that I like. One is from Pope John Paul the 23rd, and another one is from Bruce Lee. Pope John Paul the 23rd. See everything, overlook a lot, correct a little. When I hear this quote, the first thing I think of is a lot of folks who comment on online martial art and fitness videos with an overabundance of correction. This person needs to work on this person needs to work on that, watch this, watch that. So it's one thing to be constructively helpful, and it's yet another thing to be unconstructively critical or just act like a blowhard know-it-all. Here's what I get out of this quote. I'm looking at my student and I'm meeting him where he is. I'm taking a look at his level of fitness, his experience, his current abilities as I have assessed them. And I'm seeing it all, taking it all in. I'm trying not to let my prejudice or bias impair what I see, trying to overlook a great deal and take a close look at what really matters. I'm not trying to fight every battle. I'm not trying to win every argument. And I'm not trying to change every little thing that needs to be changed in one session. And to improve a little, I'm trying to take a look at what I believe I realistically can help him improve in today's session. Today, one of our big issues was the rear foot pivoting, trying to get that pivot down. We also had a little bit of talking about his hook punch and trying to keep his knees bent and maintain a correct stance. That right there is 3 things. That's probably more than most people can take in a day and successfully improve on. So even though it doesn't seem like a lot, any more is probably overwhelming. So this quote is a formula for lowering stress and increasing the likelihood of actually getting things done, as opposed to having many things you're trying to get done and you end up doing none of them well. You have to be patient. It's the concept of delayed gratification. However, with kickboxing, the fitness is immediate. You exercise, you get your heart rate up, your muscles start to burn, so there's gratification there. It's just that the technique sometimes takes time, and some take longer than others to get it down. But martial arts isn't supposed to be for the super athletic. Not everyone's going to be a cage fighter or something like this. It should be something that we can participate in if we have an interest in it, and through experience realize that we enjoy it. It lights us up, it makes exercise fun, and we're interested in learning how to improve ourselves through this wonderful art. Now, along the same concept, Bruce Lee says, in building a statue, a sculptor doesn't keep adding clay to his subject. Actually, he keeps chiseling away at the non-essentials until the truth of his creation is revealed without obstruction. So what I don't want to do is keep adding, but I want to try to give them 1 or 2 things that helps them to reveal the truth of what it is they're trying to do. That could be from a technical perspective, it could be from a fitness perspective, and it could be from a self-defense perspective. In essence, being a good coach is being a good finder. So you find that which needs to be improved, and then you also find that which they're doing well. You have to be able to look for the good and then tell people about it. Sometimes it's as simple as recognizing someone's effort or realizing that they may have had a bad day. You know, they show up, hey, how you feeling today? They go, I'm good. Well, that's a very drawn out way of saying something so simple like I'm good. So usually if you're reading the room right, they might be tired, exasperated because of something that happened before they came to you that day. And you don't always have to get into the personal nitty gritty, but it could be a safe assumption that at the very least, they have been challenged before they came to see you. So take that into consideration. The goal is to keep people coming back, because we need to exercise consistently. It's the only way we're going to have longevity in our life. And also it's going to keep us happier because we're going to move better, breathe better, live longer, healthier, and ultimately happier. When I was younger, I was exposed to the concept of a boss versus a leader. And while both can be in charge, there's a substantial difference between the two. A boss primarily focuses on enforcing their authority in order to get things done. A leader is more about inspiration. They inspire and they motivate their team towards the goal. A boss dictates, a leader guides. A boss might prioritize short-term results and individual performance, and a leader might focus on the long-term vision, again, thinking delayed gratification. And they might also focus on team development and personal growth. A boss might use fear or pressure, you're gonna get fired or your job might be at stake, to achieve the results. While a leader might inspire and motivate through positive reinforcement and shared goals. You're doing a great job, keep pushing. We're all gonna make this happen if we pull together. A leader prioritizes people. And if you're a coach, a teacher, a martial art instructor, whatever, the reality is that this profession has been, and always will be a people business. If you train people like they enlisted in the Army, you're probably going to keep some and lose a lot of good folks who could have benefited from participation in your program. So I guess what you have to do is decide what kind of coach or mentor you would like to be. Are you a boss or a leader? Are you unconstructively critical or constructively helpful? Do you lead and guide, or do you control and direct? Is your hope to empower the people that work with you, or simply dictate to them that which they need to do? And remember, when it comes to giving people advice on how to improve, that's important to do. It's just a matter of not trying to show off how much you know by overloading them with too much every single training session. Again, don't add clay to your sculpture. Instead, refine, refine, refine until the best possible version of them is revealed. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I want to thank David for letting me share this video with everybody. Hey, please do me a favor. Like this video, leave a comment. I'll respond. And if you haven't already, pretty please subscribe to our channel. It'll let you know every single time we upload a brand new video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day.